season anyway. They have season tickets. I go. Usually, I'm up in the booth, and they're down eating cookies or something down in the stands. It's going to be a very different situation. When I told my son they're only allowing 6,000 people in the stadium, he was not really getting it. Like, oh, that's a ton of people. And I was like, no, usually there's 50 or almost 60.
Your kids are going to go try to find a better seat.
No, but that's the thing is that's what I wanted to tell you how different this is going to be. You will only be allowed to sit in your reserve ticket area, and not only that, they're separating everybody out pretty well. You're going to be spaced out. 6,000 people all around the stadium are going to be spaced out. So that's what they're going to be doing.
Most BYU fans are spaced out.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me write this down as a seminal moment. Scott made a joke, everybody. He made it funny. Write it down. September 18th, 2020. Scott said something funny. Get out of here.
Yeah, but at least you're in the stadium. They do it at movie theaters. You buy a seat, it's specific, and they put instructions on the screen like 1,000 times.
Right. If you
do not move your seat.
Yeah. And I think that's what they're going to do. So that's what they're doing with this one. Now, from the media standpoint, because I got the confirmation yesterday from BYU where it's like, hey, we're going to be doing this thing. We're allowing one person per outlet to come. So we're going to have me from radio, Mitch from KSLSports.com. I think we're going to have a TV person. And so those are the people. And we're going to be spaced out, I'm assuming, all around in that press box area. But they said the same thing. I go in a different gate than my kids do. Media and other people attending the game all go in different places. There's no pre- and post-game access to the field anymore. No photographers are going to be on the field. No KSL TV photographer is going to be shooting in-game action on the field this year, all year long. And no still photographers from the Deseret News. They're not going to be shooting anything. It's going to be pool photogs from BYU, of still photography and from video that they will send a link. You can use their stuff. And so you're going to be walking in a specific door, sitting at your specific seat, walking straight out that door again. Now, you've been in those.
So can you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, but it's just right there at your seat, and so it's just part of the. No, I think I would assume they would have to let you, but they are very
like one bathroom break a game.
I don't know how they're going to do this because they and the food that's normally part of the situation. We always talk about the Tucanos buffet that's part of this. That's not happening. They're giving boxed meals to the media, and they're like, show them your card, you give you the boxed meal, and it's like go sit at your seat and you eat it there, and. I fear that it will be so sterile. I mean, we want it to be sterile, but I fear that it will be such that the experience certainly is going to be different. Absolutely. For the fans, it's going to be different. Absolutely. It's going to be weird on TV, blah, blah, blah. We are playing football, and we're watching football. And I think that those are the concessions that you make. Speaking of concessions, I don't know what the concession situation is going to be like for fans because they don't want them moving around. They're not going to let you bring any bag in. The clear bag policy, none of that. You can't bring a thing into the stadium. You can have a mask. You have to wear it the entire time. If they see you take it off, they'll ask you to leave. And so there are all these things that you're going to be going through, and it's all in the name of trying to make sure that they can do this again the next week and maybe bring in a few more fans. I don't know if they're going to up the number every week, but you know what? We've seen numbers spike, particularly down in Utah County over the last few weeks for COVID testing. And so this is something they're going to take very, very seriously. And you think things are weird in 2020, they're going to keep getting more weird, but football is kicking off, and the price you have to pay is your football game is going to be a lot different, and I'm okay with it.
It sounds like you need to go, and you just fold your arms. You sit there very quietly, and you don't say anything. You don't breathe on anyone. You don't look right. You don't look left. Can they cheer? Can the fans cheer? That's all I want.
Oh,
can they rise and shout?
You know what?
Cougars are out.
You're wearing a mask. So here's what it says. Masks are required at all times in the stadium except when eating or drinking in your designated area. Hand washing stations, cleaning wipes, and hand sanitizers provided in the press box. Stadium is divided into 4 quadrants. Okay? Guests entering and exiting their assigned quadrant. Media will exit and enter in their.
So you can't just go in any gate.
No, you have to be.
You have to go in
your ticket will say
this is your quadrant. Right. This is where you enter.
And that's where you stay. You don't.
What about parking? Can you park anywhere?
So that's a very good question, Scott. Parking instructions will be provided with follow-up information. That's all it says. But they did say that there are going to be parking lots that are designated parking will be open, and they're going to open up parking lots that normally would not be opened either. And so they're going to allow people to park, kind of all around. but then ask you to come into that one. Here's the thing too, from the
it
media
seems
perspective,
like with 6,000 fans, they could park everyone on the west side of the stadium.
it might, it could be, but
or do they just space out the parking so that no one?
I don't know, because it's not like you've ever thought to yourself, social distance your cars in the parking lot.
When you get out of your car.
For sure. Yeah. I'm interested in what you said. Yes, you can cheer, Scott. Cheering is allowed. It's not like when you go to church and they're like, we want you to contemplate the words of Rise and Shout, the Cougars are out, instead of just singing them. No, you got the mask on. You just have to. It's going to be a very different experience for people at the stadium. And you should absolutely be okay with it. I know I am, because my boys were so excited when I told them I got some tickets to the game. And I don't know if it's a very hot ticket. I don't know if people are dying to go to that game or not. But it's because it's Troy. But I think the novelty of being one of those 6,000 in the stadium is kind of fun. So we'll take the break. We'll come back. We've got more to talk about here on KSL's Unrivaled. Joining us next, our buddy Tim Hughes from Utah's Morning News. He and Amanda Dixon, of course, taking care of you every morning. He's the new PA announcer for the Las Vegas Raiders, our own Tim Hughes. We're going to ask Tim about all the questions that we have. How did he get the gig, and what is he going to do? He gets to be at the stadium for this Monday Night Football game and all the home games. Stay with us right here on KSL's Unrivaled.
7:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Jason Tulin. KSL's top stories this hour. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died. ABC News has a special report.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg died this evening surrounded by her family at her home in Washington, according to a court spokesperson. Complications of cancer of the pancreas. Ginsburg was nominated by President Clinton in 1993. ABC's Juju Chang.
At her confirmation hearing, chaired by then-Senator Joe Biden, the nominee did not shy away from her feminism, spotlighting contentious topics like abortion rights.
This is something central to a woman's life, to her dignity. It's a decision that she must make.
The Senate confirmed her in a sweeping 96-3 vote.
4 years ago, Senate Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said the American people should have a voice in filling a Supreme Court vacancy that election year and refused to consider President Obama's nominee, Merrick Garland. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski tweeting tonight she won't confirm a new Supreme Court justice until after Inauguration Day. Fair is fair, she says. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
We have a developing story here at KSL News Radio. Unified Police are reporting that they are on the scene of an officer-involved shooting, 7200 South Bingham Junction in Midvale. That's about 9th West. Now, this is a developing story, and we will update you as soon as more information is made available. Coming up, we got a storm on the way. I'll tell you about that next. KSL News Time, 7:31.
Even with school and work upside down right now, we're here.
Markets out of whack? We're here.
We're here for you with important news before 9.
You can always count on us.
KSL News Radio, Utah's all-day companion for news.
This is Derek Miller of the Salt Lake Chamber with your Utah Business Report. 15 organizations impacted by the loss of concerts, live theater, and tourism have been approved for emergency relief funding. The organizations that will receive funds are among the state's largest entertainment venues and cultural groups, with anticipated combined losses of over $100 million since the beginning of the pandemic. The $9 million in grants was appropriated by the Utah legislature from the Federal CARES Act and distributed by the Utah Division of Arts and Museums. Only organizations with an operating budget of more than $5 million qualify for the grants. The funding must be partially used to host an event or activity that will increase visitors and tourism. The Salt Lake Chamber. We stand as the voice of business.
Deseret Media Companies, a proud member of the Salt Lake Chamber.
You've saved and invested for retirement. That's a great start, but it's what you do with that money that really matters. How could you legally pay fewer taxes in retirement? How could you avoid losing tens of thousands of dollars in Social Security benefits? And how do you ensure you don't run through your entire life savings far too soon? Get the answers to these questions and more on Retirement Solutions Radio this Saturday afternoon at 3 on KSL News Radio.
For nearly a decade, Universal Men's Clinic has specialized in treating ED and low testosterone with customized treatment programs that deliver a high success rate. For your convenience, we now offer telemedicine appointments. You can now safely and easily connect with our medical team anywhere you have internet access. We are confident we can medically improve your ED or low testosterone, or we will refund your money. Call Universal Men's Clinic at 801-263-7777 or visit universalmensclinic.com.
Do business more powerfully during Dell's semi-annual sale. Save up to 45% on Dell computers and servers with Intel Core processors. It's time for you to upgrade to new modern devices with Windows 10. Also, save on electronics and accessories, plus free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call 877-ASK-DELL to talk to a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find just the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/business deals.
This is an important message for all current and former Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts of America has declared bankruptcy.
If you were sexually abused in scouting, you could receive compensation, but you must file a claim by November 16, 2020.
You may file a sexual abuse claim regardless of your current age or the year the sexual abuse occurred.
Visit officialbsaclaims.com or call 1-866-907-2721.
Paid for by the Boy Scouts of America.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Mountain America Credit Cards. Find your fave. All right, we got one trouble spot due to that officer-involved shooting in Midvale, 7200 South and 7th West. The intersection there, that is closed in Midvale. It's a little busy intersection, so plan an alternate route if you're heading that way. KSL weather. Storm moving in. We're going to be a lot cooler. 76 for a high and some rain tomorrow. 55 overnight. Heading into Sunday, and then 78 for a high. Right now, 83 and broken clouds at KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com. This is Utah's All-Day Companion for news.
This hour of the program was recorded this very afternoon, and you're the first person to hear it. Congratulations.
KSL's Unrivaled. The teams you live for. The sports you love. Scott Mitchell and Alex Keary on KSL News Radio.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. It's KSL's Unrivaled. Alex Keary, Scott Mitchell, former NFL quarterback, former University of Utah great, and current KSL News Radio great. Is that a better intro there, Scott? Is that you feel better about that?
I would say that's a pretty great intro.
No. Oh, we got to work. We got to work this one in. And newly nominated for the Hall of Fame class of 2022 in the NFL. So there you go.
Nominee.
It was a nominee. Yeah. Nominee. You got to put it in parentheses. NFL Hall of Fame parentheses. Nominee. So joining us on the program, this is an amazing. This is so much fun for us because we've told you we're committed. I've been a lifetime Seattle Seahawks fan. I've been and so I belie myself a little bit. But now that they're in the NFC, when I first grew up, Scott, they were in an AFC team, and they were in the division with the Raiders and the Broncos. And I grew up not really liking those teams. Or certainly hating the Broncos more than most people do. But now the Raiders are the Las Vegas Raiders, which means that they are our Raiders here in Salt Lake City. And our own Tim Hughes from Utah's Morning News is the stadium PA announcer for the Las Vegas Raiders. And he joins us right now on the program. Tim, thanks for being with us, man.
Thanks, guys.
This is so weird because I want to know how this even happened.
Yeah.
Okay, some of our listeners are probably sick of hearing this story, but
no, not our guy, not the Unrivaled crowd. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to give you the Cliff Note version of it. I've been doing the glory kickboxing around the world internationally for most of the last decade, and so I have some videos that are floating around out there on YouTube. Some that I've done, but some also that Glory has put together. And it turns out that the game day production staff at the Raiders were looking for a voice. They had some options for guys that had lots of professional experience, both in baseball and football, that threw their voices into the ring. I don't know that it was ever really announced or posted as a position. But they were looking for a voice, so they were on YouTube. And my videos pop up under Voice by Hughes. And so my guess is that when they put voice in there, some of my videos came up.
Maybe they typed in huge. Maybe they typed in huge voice, and yours just kind of like, just sifted through like the spelling kind of like. Did you mean Tim Hughes? That's what they're asking for. It's the Raiders calling, by the way, Tim. If you're wondering.
Let me get that. So. They run across the voice. The game day producer says, play that one again for me. And they listen to it. And I don't know, 3 of the 5 people that were in the room said, I kind of like that. So my name was printed on the lower third graphic of the video, which then they Googled my name and it took them to my website, which connected them via email. So I get this email from the game day producer for the Las Vegas Raiders. Saying, I'd kind of like to talk to you if you've got a couple of minutes to have a phone call. And I get so much junk mail, I didn't know what to make of it. So I had my doubts. I took the phone and I set it down on the counter in front of my wife, and I said, just read that to me out loud and see if you think it says the same thing.
Or if it's fake. If it's like misspelled and they want you to click on a link, and he's also the Prince of Nigeria, I don't know. There's like a connection there.
Yeah. So we connected on the phone. We talked for like an hour, and I guess we kind of hit it off right then. But he said, "Look, we've got a couple of other voices we're looking at. Let me send you some scripts. If you'll voice those and send them back to me, I'll run them over the PA for our consultant and the rest of our team here." And he did that. And then we were out on a motorcycle ride for about 10 days, and he called me and late at night asked if I was available to come down for a couple of scrimmages. And one of those scrimmages was their team camp, which was 2 weeks ago in the building. And so my son and I flew down, and my son, just like he is up at the University of Utah, and we did a little run through. And when it was all done, he kind of looked at me and he said, I believe things happen for a reason. And I said, I've always felt that way in my life too. So it took about 4 or 5 days after that to get the official call, and the email just said, "Welcome to Raider Nation."
Nice. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this, Tim. This is like the weirdest Tinder hookup on the planet.
Well, and it happened in Vegas too. That's the great part,
of course.
So, Tim, how do you announce when there's no fans? I mean, there's not going to be any fans for the.
Who are you talking to? Yeah, who are you going to be giving this information to?
Yeah.
It is the number one question, and I'm sure it's gone on through everybody's mind in the production staff. But here's the thing. They want to, and I know all of the stadiums in the NFL are dealing with the same thing, and not just in the NFL. It's baseball, it's basketball, it's everything, trying to recreate as much as possible an environment for those teams that are on the field, because that's what it's about. Is making those guys feel like this is a game. And for the Raiders in particular, this is a home game, which is going to be a tall order because it's their first game inside of that new stadium.
Monday Night Football, it's a big deal.
Oh, and it's Monday Night Football. I mean, I was going to ask you, Scott, you played in the league. What does Monday Night Football mean to players in this league?
I'm being interviewed, and I'm the interviewer.
No, I love it.
I like that. Actually, if you have your job actually is tremendously valuable to the home team and that home crowd. There's no question about it, and it's a real thing. Monday Night Football, and it's the only game in town, so as a player that everyone watches, and even me as a player. I watched Monday Night Football when I wasn't playing, so all eyes, not only anyone who's interested in football. There's no divided loyalty. You're the only game, and so anyone that likes football is going to tune in on Mondays, and even people that don't like it, and your peers. So there was always this sense. I remember the first Monday Night Football game was when I was a rookie in Miami, and I was driving up to the stadium, and of course it's evening, so the lights are on the stadium. You see the Goodyear blimp circling, and it's an electric atmosphere. The irony of it, Tim, it was the Oakland Raiders that were playing the Miami Dolphins. So, and the Raiders have been famous on Monday Night Football. It's a big deal.
Take that emotion that you just eloquently described And put on top of that the fact that Monday night is the first game in Vegas, which is a huge thing, not just for the Raiders, but for the NFL. It's the first game in a $2 billion stadium that the NFL badly wants to showcase. And I learned today, did not know this until the press release today, Monday the 21st marks the 50th anniversary of Monday Night Football.
Holy cow. Oh, wow. That's a lot, man.
So here's what's happening with the networks. It's finally been announced. ESPN has been carrying Monday Night Football, and in my mind, it sort of lost a step, at least for the people I know that watch football.
Right, when it
just wasn't.
Well, I didn't want to say that in my introduction because I was trying to build it up, but you're right.
But at the same time, like when it left ABC, when it left network coverage, it's just been kind of this weird juggling of trying to figure out who the best talent is, and they haven't found that right mix yet. And you can't catch that lightning in a bottle all the time with John Madden is a unique and one of a kind guy, and for years they've tried to figure out who the best personalities are. They've tried comedians, they've tried politicians, they've tried all this stuff.
They've tried John Gruden.
They tried Johnny Gruden wasn't too bad at it there, kid. So here's what I want to know, Tim. You've been at Allegiant Stadium. How amazing is we've already come up with the nickname for that place as the Black Pearl. So I say I mean I have. So how is Allegiant Stadium inside that thing? So you were there for that black and white scrimmage.
I think they're calling it the Death Star. I've heard that term. I don't know if that's official or not. But before I answer your question, let me just back up. Here's what's happening Monday. So ESPN going to carry the game, simulcast, or as they call it, megacast on ABC simultaneously.
Nice.
ESPN Deportes is going to do the Spanish version of it, and ESPN2 is going to do a free-flowing kind of behind-the-scenes with former players, entertainment stars, and a lot of other things. I mean, the coverage of this is going to be crazy.
All right, we'll come back. We've got more of our conversation with Tim Hughes around the corner here. He's a new PA announcer for the Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, our colleague here at KSL News Radio, also the PA announcer for the Utah Utes. But a cool first season to start that thing out. We're going to come back, talk about the brilliant stadium that they've built down there. He's been in it, and we'll talk to Tim about it right around the corner. Stay with us.
At Cordell & Cordell, we focus on representing men in domestic relations cases.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
We recognize that our clients are going through perhaps the toughest time they will ever go through. We understand that everything that's important to them is on the table. Their assets, their role in their children's lives. That's an immense responsibility that our clients entrust us with, and we take that very seriously. We've been trained to do that. We've helped thousands of clients before, and it's our hope that you'll choose to entrust us with what's most important to you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Salt Lake City area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 801-401-9999. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in Midvale and Clearfield. Cordell & Cordell, 910 West Legacy Center Way, Suite 120, Midvale, Utah, 84047. You trust KSL for news and information in your car. Now trust us at home. KSL News Radio is your window to the outside world, keeping you informed on the latest traffic, weather, sports, and election coverage. Plus breaking news the minute it happens. Listen on the free KSL News Radio app, powered by Any Hour Services, Utah's HVAC, plumbing, drains, and electric experts. Get it now. Text the word app to 57500 or search for KSL News Radio in your app store.
Brent, another satisfied Whipple Service Champions client, left this review. We purchased a 1950s home. In the inspection, the wiring was found to be done improperly. Prior to starting the repairs with Whipple, we talked through each of the line items, so the price was understood. When the job was complete, Whipple showed us the parts that had been improperly installed by the previous owners, and it was all done the same day. Now we know our house is safe and secure. Thanks, Todd, John, and the Whipple team. Need a plumbing, heating, air conditioning, or electrical repair? Call the 9 times best of state winners, Whipple Service Champions, and take $100 off any repair or replacement of $300 or more. Get any drain cleared, just $55. Gerber Viper, ADA compliant, comfort height. It's 4 inches taller, it's elongated, and it's only $399 installed. Get $350 off any electrical meter or panel replacement. Water heater flush, $39. Tankless water heater flush, just $79.
Whipple, they come, plumbing troubles all gone.
Ask Brent for emergencies. When he called that day, we came that day.
So tell me, Steve, why do you think you're the right person for this job?
Well, I'm unreliable, I have difficulty making decisions, and I'm terrible with people.
Okay.
Oh, and I have chronic halitosis.
Looking to hire the right person? List your opening on KSL Jobs to find local candidates that are actually qualified. We'll even give you one free listing with promo code KSL Jobs Radio. Visit jobs.ksl.com and use